And we worked with them on it. They did the survey, and they polled users of different technology. I can tell you that about 2/3 of their respondents were TurningPoint users, which is probably indicative of our market penetration. And of the users that they polled, more than 2/3 of those that answered said, by and large, the number one reason that we chose the response system that we chose, which in almost every case by those users was TurningPoint, was ease of use. You know what? They're telling us what we already know, that if it's not easy to use, folks just have too much work to do and too much planning to do and too much preparation to do. If it's not easy to use, chances are they're not going to use it, or certainly not use it as much as they want to. We think that TurningPoint 2006 that you're using today is the easiest product to use in the industry with the capabilities that are available to it, but I can tell you that the next generation, from an ease of use standpoint, is magnitudes ahead. And what does that mean? It means things like, anybody familiar with the response device wizard where you go tell it which devices to look for? There is no more response device wizard. The software and the hardware are smart enough to do all that itself. All you have to do is plug it in and go. It's going to be that much of an advancement over our current products. Ease of use, plug and go. We look at our training, and the whole driver is how can we shorten the time required for a user to implement this technology in the classroom and use it. That's been a huge factor. Ease of use, next generation. The other product that we're introducing at about the same time is what may or may not be called this at the end, I think it will, but is a product we're calling TurningPoint Lite, which, if you're familiar with our little show bar that shows up at the top when you open a slide, that's the product. Just a show bar that shows up at the top of anything that you're presenting to your audience. Whether you're using PowerPoint, which we're using now, but maybe you're working in Excel, or maybe you're working in Word, or maybe you're working in something not even Microsoft related. Maybe you're using an online content delivery software that can display questions from online repositories and question banks. Well, with TurningPoint Lite, you launch it, the show bar shows up over top of your whatever you have on the screen, and you can poll the questions that you're displaying and graph the results. Over where the graph shows up in a quadrant that you select, over whatever you're showing your class. It adds incredible flexibility and answers those people, those minority of users that still are trying to fight City Hall from a PowerPoint perspective. But yes, I understand some of their concerns, and we believe that, to a degree, our products need to be all things to all people. So we certainly don't discount those priorities and concerns. TurningPoint Lite's going to help facilitate that. A web-based virtual VPad. This year, you're going to be able to have your students, if some choose in certain applications, students are going to be able to participate over the web directly. Similar to our current VPad, but ASP-based. Just a few new things coming out in 2007. Response Card XR, you're the first in the world to see it. I saw it for the first time this morning, other than our design team. So where are we going after this year? Where is this industry going? I think you're going to see, and I'm just going to do some quick summaries, I think we're going to see more and more of a proliferation of wired devices, wireless devices that are online all the time. TurningPoint as a company, Turning Technologies as a company is committed to being prepared and responsive to those technologies as they become available. Ease of use wasn't just a number one priority for the next generation of TurningPoint. It is the number one priority of our hardware and software development teams and product management groups, without exception. It is the primary driver of product development. Yes, how do we add capabilities that our users want, but how do we make it the easiest to use possible? That is the key to mass market implementation of technology. If we can't make it easy for you to use, we know you're not going to use it. Thirdly, interoperability and integration. We're integrated with products like WebCT and Blackboard as far as student or learning management systems. A whole slew of other products that interoperability is being developed for right now, including Desire to Learn and, come on, Todd. Yeah, in higher ed. Sorry? Noodle. Angel, of course. All those things at various stages of development. But the whole concept of integration and interoperability is that we don't want to be seen as TurningPoint will be best when it's not seen as a standalone product. It will be best when it's seen by educators as part of what they're doing in the classroom, whether or not they're integrating with the learning management system or they have some other content source. Content you're going to be hearing a lot about from us. We currently partner from a content perspective with Thompson Learning. Lots of new things coming down the road as far as content and interoperability with lots of different content sources. Most important is this whole concept of application. What our users are doing and how they're using it. When I talk about the future of turning technologies in general, I think the future has to include one huge thing, and we've already begun that. This, today, is a key step in that process. The future has to include one key thing, and that one key thing is to transfer the leadership of the future of this technology from us to you. As a company, we have always been committed to being customer-driven in our products and services. But we've reached the place where we've decided and we believe that the future is going to involve taking this to a new level. Because you know what? Our technology capabilities, we believe, are the benchmark. We believe that we're the leader in this industry and that the competition is after us. It's only a matter of time till they have similar capabilities and even copy some of the ease of use. The real opportunity for innovation, from my perspective, is I was talking to Gary, who's doing one of the presentations this morning, and writing a book on asking questions and leadership. Brilliant idea. I can't wait to read it. About turning technology started with 3 people, and the 3 of us could pretty much make anything happen. Today, I can't make anything happen in turning technologies. I can talk to people, I can try to inspire them, I can ask questions that'll cause them to think of new and greater things and make them happen themselves, but as we've grown, we've reached the point where turning technologies is still only going to grow and innovate if our people continue to have brilliant ideas and do creative, brilliant things on a daily basis. Then I thought about, well, what about we got 100 people, more nearly. We got 30,000 of you folks that are out there in front of students on a daily basis in higher ed and K-12 in the corporate arena, using our products on a regular basis that have brilliant ideas. And how many of you have ever used TurningPoint and said, gee, I wish it could do this? Anybody? Yeah, there's a few hands. I hope so. The big question in planning for the future of our company is how do we prepare for that? How do we plan? How do we tap into that creativity and create something that's going to be so much better for all of us? And we're doing that in a number of ways. First and foremost, we are creating, facilitating, we're working to facilitate these kinds of creative events